Let me now bring on board Mr. Sudhir Vasudeva, Chairman and Managing Director of India's largest PSU E&P company, ONGC, to talk about implications of the hike in oil cess. Mr. Vasudeva, good morning. This is Nikunj Dalmia joining in from the Mumbai studio. Cess on crude oil has been hiked. Have you done your numbers, and what will be the financial implications of this move for ONGC?
Yeah, this increase of cess from 2,500 rupees per ton to 4,500 rupees per ton will impact us by about 4,700 crores.
Vasudeva, morning. Apart from the profitability, how does your realizations get impacted for the second quarter, also for the full year?
There's a question of Q2, because Q4 is likely to come, and first of all, there is no clarity as to, with this burden, additional burden of cess, how the subsidy would be calculated. We'll take the matter with the government, and we'll try and put up our case that we should not be burdened with additional burden.
But what was your assessment of the budget for the oil and the gas sector? Fuel subsidy assumptions are very underplayed, and we still have no price hike on the anvil.
See, these three things will sort of impact everyone. First thing is the cess. Second thing is the service tax, which has been increased from 10.3% to 12.36%. I mean, for ONGC itself, there's an impact of something like 350 crores. Also, excise duty also will impact. So all these are slightly sort of a dampener for us. On the other hand, as far as the hydrocarbon industry is concerned, that on LNG, the abolition of custom duty, that's a good step. Hopefully with that, LNG prices should reduce a little.
Right. Mr. Vasudeva, on the oil subsidies front, do you think there is an upside risk to the estimated fuel subsidy because of the geopolitical concerns?
Whatever I have heard, I mean, please bear me out if I'm wrong. The next year, the subsidy which has been allocated is less than what was provided for this year. So hopefully it means that the prices of diesel and kerosene, etc., would be increased in due course of time, so that the subsidy burden is reduced.
Yeah. Mr. Vasudeva, this may not affect ONGC directly, but as an industry observer, how do you see some of the announcements for the sector? Things like jump in custom duty, cut for natural gas, and viability gas funding for pipelines. How do you think this will have impact on the sector per se?
No, those are, like I said, LNG is a good step. Even this viability funding also is good. The finance minister has tried to balance. I mean, it is given the very onerous task of trying to contain the fiscal deficit, which was running amok. And he has done well.
So, Mr. Vasudeva, how did the budget fare for, the oil and gas sector versus the expectations which were running ahead of the event?
I mean, we thought, there would be some clarity on this thing, subsidy, etc. In fact, I was not a part of that CIA or FICCI Federation which made recommendations from the hydrocarbon sector, etc. So I can't really comment on that. But purely speaking from the producer viewpoint, we just wanted that, and everyone was hoping probably that the burden would reduce. So here the burden in terms of cess has increased. So from that viewpoint, it is slightly not a very happy situation for us, if I can say so.
So do you think some of the important measures like hiking fuel price may actually lie ahead, and that necessary is not part of the budget document?
Yeah, I think so. There is no choice. The way the Prime Minister also has talked about that we need to bite the bullet, and there is no way we can allow the subsidy to increase, etc. He has talked in generic terms of subsidy, but in the context of a hydrocarbon sector, we would try and believe that part of this burden would be passed on to consumers. In fact, the consumer needs to be educated a little. I am sure that the consumer today is very enlightened. He is very well aware of what is happening in the world. Iran situation, other things, and its direct impact on the oil prices, etc. If the oil prices go up, part of the burden will have to be borne by the consumers. The consumer cannot expect that OMCs and the oil companies, oil PSs will keep on, or the government will keep on taking all the burden.
Mr. Vasudeva, finally, ONGC's production profile is now changing. I mean, there is growth in oil and gas production, which looks healthy. Do you think volume growth may be able to make up, to some extent, the hit on realization due to the higher cess?
This thing, oil production is not going to increase significantly in the year 2012-13. There will be about 500,000 increase. Like I have been telling in the past also, that our major increase will come in 2013-14, or when all our marginal fields which are under implementation, the schemes. When all the schemes are fructified, fully implemented, 13-14 will see a significant jump. Also recently we have now, in fact in the last board meeting, we have taken a decision on C-series advancement of production. In the C-series, which is already on production, the phase 3 was supposed to come in 2018. We have tried and taken some initiatives, and we are trying to prepone that production by 2014. So 4 years advancement of the production. So we'll get about 3 million cubic meter of gas additional from 2014-15.